Oh, there he is, Tom. Sweet. So as I was saying, so one way I would, from a big perspective, is create this group that you can market to, advertise to, nurture, add value to, connect with. That's the purpose of this free group. But you can also have a kind of a qualification. So it's like, how long you've been doing deals, blah, blah, blah. You can kind of ask them 1 to 2 or 3 custom questions so that when they request to join, they hit submit. And now you kind of get to tag this person's profile. So that's one way to do it. And then when you know this person, you can go on their profile and go in their about section on Facebook and see what pages do they like, what do they interact with, what do they have on their profile that shows clues that they're that specific person. Because the more that you get, there's going to be more obvious trends. The more people that are your target avatar that are in a group, the more obvious. Facebook does have an advertising option to market with people with an income of X amount per year as well. Yeah. So you can market per income on the salary. You can market for a lot of things. So probably my best suggestion is creating a big pond for people that they can come and join into, and you can build rapport and add value to on that side. And then the other way, and you can ask those types of people questions. Yeah. Those are your people. So you could say, hi guys, we're trying to help more people just like you. We want to help more people who are looking to do bigger deals. What should we be looking for online? How can we connect with more people? And you can pull the audience and get the information from them directly. There's no better way than to get information directly from your ideal person, right? If I was your ideal person, I would say, okay, guys, I like to go to local coffee shops. I don't like to go to Starbucks. I like to go to, these type of meetup groups. I look at these people as mentors and inspirations. This is where, blah, 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 blah. And I can give you all the things that I do in my habits and lifestyle. And then eventually you can connect the dots and figure out where are these people, where are they investing in a perspective, and you can find where they're at, right? So
gotcha.
Once you know that, then it's just about collecting information, right?
And this would be an open group, even though they do a questionnaire, you don't decline.
Exactly. So it can be an open group, and then they just come in. So if you really wanted to crush it for the rest of the year, my suggestion would be 2 groups that you create. One is a free pond community of high network investors only kind of thing. And you could decline people. You could do it 2 ways. You could decline people and say, this is for high network people or very serious experience. So people aren't going to be disappointed, because if there's a San Diego meetup group and I'm trying to join from Canada, they're like, hey, unfortunately, this is for San Diego people only. It's a free group. I'm not going to be offended. I'll be like, well, that's okay. I'm not in San Diego. It makes sense. Yeah. So if they don't make quality, then you can make it that way. Or the other option is just make a free community of investors that everybody can join, and you don't decline people, but you can ask them a couple questions such as, what's the biggest deal they've done, or how long have they been doing it, those types of things. And it's quantity over quality, where the first one is quality over quantity. Yeah, those are 2 options. Now that you've got one of those groups, you just need one. So pick one of those. Then you've got your paid beta group, where you're investing your time, answering some questions, jumping on a live for the hour and teaching and adding value. So that's the only 2 groups on Facebook. That's where you should be focusing, is free group, paid group, getting some of the free group into the paid group, and then getting some of the free group as clients for your agency/fund, if you will. Yeah. So that's kind of how you data mine. And then when you do the ads specifically, you can pick things such as their income is over 500,000. They are X type of person, married, with kids, without kids, whatever the criteria. The more that you are interactive with your person, even look at the clients you have currently. Say, okay, these are our clients currently. What are the traits that are consistent with them? What's the ages? What are they doing for hobbies? What are they interested in? Yeah. When you can look at that data, you can get a real good grasp and figure out where they hang out and market to them. So for me, to give you insight, is I know that brands is my one avatar. So supplement companies, lawyers, law firms, anything like that's a big brand, health companies. Then I have coaches, consultants. That's my other person. So I know that if I'm involved in meetup groups locally, I know that if I'm involved with, different type of other people's groups, so I'm joining other groups for coaches and consultants, I'm hanging around my people and they just come to me because they see me and they're like, I want to work with this guy because I'm right in their face. Basically, it's like, oh, this guy helps coaches and consultants. That's me. Perfect. Right. I'm talking directly to them. My guides and my resources says for coaches and consultants, even though I say in there, you can apply this if you're a supplement company, right? Brain Juice is a client of mine, and they're an Austin-based company, and they have a brain supplement in Whole Foods. And I've given them my resources that I've designed for coaches, and it's been valuable for them because they're like, yeah, this is awesome. It's still applicable, right? But I know that if I'm talking to my person, high net worth investor, if someone else gets it, it's still going to be applicable and still be valuable. So the point is, as long as we know who we're looking for, then the answers kind of just start coming for us, right? And then pull your audience in the free group. Say like, how can we help more of you? Where do you guys hang out? What are you guys interested? This is where you can say, I'm creating a beta program. What would you love to see in it? I've already got the first 4 weeks. Is there anything else you'd like to see in it? And over time, you can grow that, right? Over time. So that's how you do that. To get more people in the group, you can ask them to invite, so they can invite their friends to it. Now, all of a sudden, they get automatically added to it. That's why groups are very, 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 very powerful. Is I could say, invite 10 friends and comment done, and I'll send you my free ebook that is being charged right now, or I'll send you a free program, or or you can just get them to do it they get no value. Just say, hey, if you love this group and the value I offer consistently, invite your entrepreneurs or invite your investor friends, right? You have 100 people inviting 10 people, boom, instant expansion, right? So that's how you hack your network, is by getting other people to add their friends. And when they invite their friends, they automatically get invited into the group. So that's how you go from 10 people to 100 to 1,000 to 2,000 and more. So that's how people do it.
Okay. And to stick mainly with like Facebook and just do one strategy rather than trying to do LinkedIn group or things like that.
Yeah, like I think getting something dialed. I think the key isn't about. A lot of people will say, don't do too many platforms, only pick one. And then some people pick, get all the platforms and just, there's all these different ideas out there. My theory is start with one platform, get it dialed in, start with the Facebook, get that dialed in so it's a rhythm, then go to the next platform and get it dialed in and get a rhythm. So the problem is it's not about doing too many platforms. It's about how do you approach multiple platforms. So I think step one is say, okay, what's my target number of group members and what's the rhythm that needs to happen before I even consider doing a different platform? So you might say 500 members and this is what we do in the group. And then I can then work on and model it for my LinkedIn group as well. Right? So that's what I would do. A lot of people in their groups do a daily theme. My opinion is I would not recommend doing a daily theme. So a lot of people, what they do is, hey, today is Monday motivation, Tuesday collaboration, Wednesday productivity, Thursday free gift, Friday Facebook Live, or whatever it is. I wouldn't really recommend sticking to a theme like that on a daily. The reason is it just gets boring after a while, where it's like promote yourself Friday, or free promotion post Friday or something like that. It just seems cookie cutter, and who everyone's doing it, and who wants to be involved with something where every Monday you get a motivational post. It's no value. So I think what you could do to add more value is think bigger picture. Maybe Monday you talk about networking, right? Maybe Tuesday you talk about lining up deals or finding this type of person. So for me on social media, I could say Monday we talk about Instagram, Tuesday, we talk about LinkedIn. Ask all your LinkedIn questions. Wednesday is Facebook. Thursday is getting yourself more authority, like ideas, tactics, tips, stuff like that. And then Thursday, Friday, whatever I decide to do, it's more of a high level where people just go so generic these days. It's like today's motivational post, and they'll either post a video that's motivational or a quote or something, but that's not really the purpose. The purpose is to be able to give them resources and stuff. So you can follow a schedule, but think bigger picture to attack with a different problem. So with your fund, there's many different ways. Monday is talking about lenders. Tuesday, talking about the other side of it, right? So there's just bigger things and things that you can do endless content on. Things that are actually relevant and consistent and being updated and talked about. That's what you pick, and that's how you do it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Cool. What about as a potential option is to open a Facebook group and start giving away free content via Facebook Live, and then try and harvest from your Facebook group a number of people for a mastermind?
Yeah, you can do that.
All I'm saying is you start off by, so you grow the number of people in the group, you then get some interaction from the people in the group, you get a list of questions, which gives you your material, where you don't feel like you're running the risk of, listen, there's no issue with the amount of material that we've got, but I'm just wondering if that, so the question really is, how do you get the large numbers onto your Facebook group?
To get large numbers is about, like I was just saying, getting them.
It's the network effect, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, get them to do that. So if you had 100 people and everybody invites 10, that's massive growth. That's 10,000 people, right? If 100 people invited 10, that's 10,000.
Yeah, that's 1,000.
1,000?
Yeah.
Sorry, 1,000. So it's 1,000 people. Well, now that you have 1,000,
it's still enough.
Yeah. So now that you have 1,000 people, you do another time and it's like everybody invite 5 people or even whatever it is. Boom, you make another massive quantum leap. Yeah. So the point is, with your question specifically, is how do we make sure the content's relevant and applicable and get the feedback and insights from the audience? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was just wondering whether or not you could use the free group to try and gauge what you think your audience actually wants.
Yeah, so exactly. And that's what I was saying earlier is I would create an outline of, hey, I'm doing I'm doing a beta course.
Yeah.
Right. That's exclusive to only members in this group. And maybe it's X price.
Yes.
And then you could say, here's what the topics are going to be over the 4 weeks. Is there anything else you would love to see?
Yeah.
Or you can do it before that and say, I'm thinking about doing a beta course. What would you love to see in this podcast course or in this real estate investment course?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can do it on 2 perspectives. You can have your pillars set where it's like, this is what I want to teach and I want to add whatever they say and I want to filter out whatever they're saying. Or you can pre-frame them and say, I'm building a course. What would you guys love to see? Right? And then boom, you're getting it before you even lay out your principles. So that's kind of the way to look at that. And then now you've got groups. So now you've got a free Facebook group, and then you build your beta, and now you've got a paid community. So you got 2 communities that you're cultivating. And so you don't always have to go live in your free group. In fact, keeping it where you do maybe 1, maybe 2 a week is great. At the beginning, definitely do more. But as the group goes to a specific target, do less. And the reason is it's positioning and authority. If they could see you live every single day, then they're just getting content. Like, why would they want to? There's no excitement of actually getting to talk to you one-on-one or in paid groups.
Yep.
So this now becomes a positioning thing and a leverage. So at the beginning, add a ton of value, get the momentum, but then make yourself exclusive where you're only going on once per week. Right?
Yep.
Or else there's no excitement when Matthew or Tom goes live. Everyone's like, well, he's live every day.
Yes.
Right? So you can post the resources in written form, say, hey, here's some resources, or here's the top question that we're answering today. Yes. Right? And maybe it's just a written form. Right? And you cultivate that. And you want to put the extra effort. Remember, these are people that are your target avatar. So putting that extra effort to, have one great long post with some resources is well worth it. Because those people are your target, and you want to add value exclusively, or else they will think, why am I in this group if there's no value added? If they do everything else online and there's no benefit of being in this group, even though it's free, why do I want to be in it? Because there's hundreds of groups out there.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of the way. So I wanted you guys to understand how people are thinking when they're in the group, so that you can make sure that everything's smooth sailing, right? So that you prevent yourself from making mistakes of, how do I cultivate these people, keep them engaged, all of those.
Yeah.
That's basically how you do it.
Then we have the whole point about how you manage the group, how you mediate the data that, the information that comes in. So it's it becomes quite consuming, because there's a lot of people posting stuff. How do you stop people spamming, or so you have to control the group, so it's not.
So yeah, what I would do is you can pin videos on Facebook groups. So I would shoot a video of yourself. So saying, hey, these are the rules, maybe a minute video. Hey, these are the rules. It's no spam. You can promote when we say, it's the allowed time. And we're here to help each other add value, network, and collaborate. That's what we're here for. Yep. So you lay out the ground rules in a minute video. You can post that video and then pin it to the top. So every new member sees it. You can even put, at the end, you can even pitch yourself for like 5 seconds and say, if you want to connect on other social media and my websites, here it is. And you just have like a 5 to 10 second, like, connect with me elsewhere, basically. Like, these are the rules. This is what's allowed, not allowed. And this is how you can connect with me outside of this group. I've got a website, et cetera, et cetera. I've got courses, et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of how you do that. So you pin the video to the top. You got 2 options in Facebook groups. Option 1 is you're allowed to let everybody post without having to get approval. And then the other option is you can allow everybody to post, but they need to have it approved. So both are good. Yeah. So if someone's posting, they don't need to be approved, and it gets instantly posted. Everybody sees. So if you're off point or offline, then you don't have to be approving posts every single day when people are asking questions.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one way to look at it, is if it is spam, you can then later check the newsfeed and delete it. Or you can have a queue of things that you can just go approve, 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 decline, decline, approve, approve. And then you can remove members. So kind of a simple system that I would follow is I would have the approved post turned on for sure.
Yeah.
And then what I would do is if someone violates the rules, I would send them a quick message, and I would decline it and say, like, hey person, just want to let you know there's a no spam policy. It's no problem. Just want to let you know that we are monitoring it for the benefit of everybody else.
Yes.
When it's the right time to post, no problem. Then what I would do, just a real quick message, like 1 or 2 sentences max. Like, hey, just let you know this isn't okay, but we'll give you another chance, no problem. If this person does it, whether it's 2 months down the road, a year down the road, or a day, you're going to see the post and be like, what the heck? And you're going to decline it, click their name and say, hey person, I told you that there's no spam, so unfortunately, we're going to have to remove you from the group.
Yeah.
Boom. 2 chances, you're out, or even 3 chances. Because the reason how you can track is you'll be able to see that you've sent them a message like a week before or a day before. And you say, oh, this is the 3rd person this time's doing it. All right. Sure. We've warned them. Right. And so that's kind of how you moderate simply. And so that's basically the key there. And I would give them at least 1 day of the week, or a time, or a post at least, where it's like, promote yourself. Like, what do you guys do what's your Facebook pages? And like, let's all connect. And have a post where they can just post it all in the comments. So you might get 10, 20, 100 comments of everybody posting, but then it's just all on that one post. It's not getting spammed everywhere. That's how you keep control of your people.
Can you send mass market instant messenger messages?
No, you cannot.
So you have to do them manually, do you?
Yes. What were your thoughts? What was the kind of
Well, just like an instant message everyone saying, I've just set up this group. I'd love you to join.
You can do that. So you're saying to get people in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do like 100-person or even a 50-person Facebook message. So it's a group message. So yeah, but you can't do a click mass market all your friends list. Yeah. So what I would do is I would just create a group of people who you think would be interested, and just create, hey guys, this is a massive group message. And then I want to let you guys know. Or you can just auto invite people. So you can just invite people that are on your friends list by typing in their name and just adding them to the group as well.
Yeah.
And they can say, hey, you've been added to this group. If you don't want to be here, no problem. Just feel free to leave. We want to add value. And this is what our mission and vision is for this group.
Yeah.
The benefit of the group message is you get everyone the opportunity. And if they want to be there, they join. The disadvantage with the group is some people can get frustrated and say, why did I get added to this group? And they have to actually leave the conversation, or else every message will ping them and people get frustrated. So there's like 50 or 20 people in a group message saying, no, thank you, or, oh, I can't wait. And people are talking. Everybody's getting pinged, and it could be a little bit of a frustration for your person. Yeah. So auto inviting them to the group would probably be the best, or just if you have a list of like 10 or 20 people, individually messaging them saying, just to copy paste, like, hey, like I've got this new group. Would love for you to be in it. This is what we're doing. What are your thoughts? And then they say yes, then you can auto invite them into it. Yeah. Or send them a link like here's the group. So those are kind of the options to get people in. And then you can talk about it too every once in a while on your public profiles, on your podcast. You can say, hey, we have a free community. If you want to get involved in the conversation, the community is called, XYZ name, and they can request to join. So those are kind of the different ways to generate traffic to the group.
Brilliant. Okay. That's
any questions specifically?
Not that I can think of, no.
So the first step that I'd suggest is create your free group, get momentum while either you're building your beta group coach program, or you need time, whatever it is. At least get a group set up and created.
Yeah.
And at least build momentum and cultivate, because a group is an email list. In fact, it's better than an email list because you can go and do Facebook Lives at the finger of your pulse. Yeah, you can post your latest blog post. You can post your latest podcast episode. You can nurture these people. So there's no reason to not have a group right now, today, or this week to have one. And then you can leverage it. That's step one. Step two is then getting a little bit of an outline together of what you're going to coach. Like basically getting the fundamentals. What's my price point? How many weeks? And then what's the topic per week? Yep. Right? Now you've got that. As your group is being built and cultivated, then you can start say, hey, I'm building this course. What do you guys think? What would you love to see? This is the big overall vision and topic. Put your input, right? Then boom, or even put your questions that you would love to be answered in this. Now you're kind of getting two aspects. Now you've got this information, bullet point out stuff, boom. Now you've got your beta group. Now you just need to fill it, set a target, say, okay, I have my price point. This is my target. Everything's perfect, because as long as you get one sale, then that's 0 to 1. Because once you get your one sale, then you can keep moving forward, right? Then you've got that. Then it's just starting the group coaching, picking a day where it's starting and going for it. And that's it. And there's no technical skills or anything needed. Like there's nothing technical. The most technical part is saying, how am I going to deliver the video? Is it a Facebook Live that I download the video after? Is it a Zoom call? What is it? Right? That's the only technical bit, is figuring out, what am I going to do? Most likely Zoom is honestly the easiest way. And you can get 100 people in a room, and you can use Zoom for free for 45 minutes. So you can make your sessions 45 minutes to the dot, or up to 45 minutes on the dot. And you get 100 people in there. It's free for everybody. And no advertisements, no clunky software. They can get it on mobile just as easy. And that's it. So those are the steps to generating the quick launch revenue.
That's pretty cool.
On branding, and so I'm branding Tom Braegelmann mostly, although now I have the Bank Free Blueprint and the book, The Bank Free Blueprint. So podcast and book with that name and my name. Any thoughts on keeping branding simple and direct and as possible, but still catching those two?
So when it comes to the branding and positioning, the best way to deliver branding is not talking about yourself all the time. Like that's one thing I learned about personal branding. Everybody thinks it's about them, but it's actually about your person. So never do anything for your own satisfaction. So whenever you're writing a speech or delivering a speech or delivering a live stream, it's always about them. And that's what's real. That's the big mistake, is people think the personal brand is about them. So it's centered around them. It's not. It's centered around your person, right? So one thing that I would highly suggest is figuring out your one word that is 100% relevant. And what this means is, and this can be any word. So Jessica Alba and the co-founder of Honest Tea that you see in Whole Foods and all over the place, their one word is honest. And that's their company vision. So they follow this to a T because their brand is even called Honest. That's the one word that they use for branding. And that's even them to a core. So everything that they do is honest. So this is what branding, this is where people miss the boat. Like even people who teach branding, they miss the boat on the fact that branding isn't about talking about what you do and delivering content and all these things. It's about being true to your core.
Yeah.
So when you sell, it's being true to your core. And how do you do that? Well, when it comes down to your sales, most people think feature selling is great, where you talk about the features, like, you know, it does this, blah, 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 blah. That's level 1 of sales. Level 2 of sales is talking about the benefits, saying this is the benefit. That's where a lot of people, when they're tapped into what they're doing, they're at that level. They say, they talk about the benefit, but there's actually one level that most people, maybe 1% of the market even knows about or even talks about. And that's talking about your core. Okay. So core selling, or being able to sell from your true one word. And that means, what is my one word and how do I put that everywhere? For the Honest company, their one word is honest. So how do we apply that everywhere in our business? Well, let's make our ingredients honest. Let's make our branding, and let's do everything honest, because that's our word that we're sticking to, and that's us to the core as a team. So they actually don't ship via air. They ship like via truck. They recycle everything. They donate. Everything they do is honest. They create baby products that aren't, tested on animals, all these things. Everything they do is honest. When they do team meetings, they're focused around an honest environment. And that's branding to a T. You don't have to have your brand name be honest, but if you have one word that you talk about and say, how can I put this in my marketing, in my team meetings, in my products and everything, that's branding to a core. And it's so simple. So there's this other person that is trying to launch a flower shop, and they thought, wow, like they love flowers and everything. And they went to this one consultant, and the consultant's like, man, you're going to have the toughest time, because flower prices, you're going to get stomped by people selling flowers online. The market's tough. Whenever the economy's down, the first thing people cut off is luxury expenses like flowers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what's going to make you different? Well, the truth is once they really figured out why this person loved flowers so much, is what changed the game for their business and their brand. They realized that if they could figure out their one word, their core, that they could possibly change the game and have the competitors in their local business and online not even be a concern. And what they did was narrow down the one word to calm. So they said, so you love flowers, not because of the flowers, but because of the calming effect. So they narrowed down the one word to being calm. So everything this person must do must be calm. They must create a calm environment when the person walks in the store. They must have calm music, the feeling of calm. It must smell like calm. And when they did that, the game completely changed, completely for this business, and it thrived. Yeah. And the reason is because now they're not selling just flowers. They're selling the feeling of calm, right? Yeah. And their marketing is calm. So people that are attracted, they want to feel calm. That's their intention. They're just completely attracted to this environment, to the staff, to the outcome of being calm. Where the other flower shop is just a flower shop selling all these flowers. There's no experience. There's no theme. There's no core behind it.
Yeah. Okay.
When you follow this method, you could have a flower shop right beside you. But this is where the game changes that people don't see, is that you could have a flower shop right beside you. That what if their one word was energized or energetic? Do you see the complete difference? You have two flower shops side by side. And if one flower shop, all they did was calm everything, calm environment, calm products, calm branding, calm everything, calm music, calm smells. And you go to the next one and it's the energetic. You go for the vibrancy of the flowers, right? Everything's vibrant. Maybe it's They want that experience of creativity and all of these things. The music for more creativity and uplifting and energetic. How could they even be in competition? They're selling two different things.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So when it comes to branding, you must figure out, what can I, like, who am I? What am I? What do I bring to the table? How can I be? What's my core? And how can I do that to the core? Because once you figure out your core, everything becomes effortless, because when you're selling flowers now, you're doing it from a place of, how do I make the person calm, be calm, feel calm, right? That's what you're thinking about 24/7. Whenever you lose sense of direction in your business or your brand, what's our outcome? Oh, it's to make people feel calm again. That's our outcome.
Yeah.
And so that's what the personal brand comes down to.
For me, the word that I've always thought about was collaboration. And so I don't know whether that can be branded in a sexy way or
absolutely. Everything can be, like, honest could be, you would think that, how could I brand honest? Everybody uses honest. It's just a common name. Well, look at what the Honest Company did, right? They just said, this is what we do. And it's not about everybody knowing your one word. It's about a mindset that, if collaboration is your one word, how can I apply this literally everywhere? How do I make my group coaching programs available so people can collaborate? Like, so it's just a mindset to position yourself. Am I doing this that's aligned with my core one word, right? Yeah. Another quick example is, let's say you have a dance studio and your one word is family, right? So you want to make people, when they walk into your dance studio, feel like they're family. You want to celebrate their birthdays. You want to make it a non-judgment zone. You want to be there for support and care about their life external from dance. When you do that, your business automatically starts thriving, because you're centered around one focused word that people they don't have to know what it is. But when you say, how can I make my students feel more like family? What do families do? Well, they celebrate birthdays. They're there for the people. They're flexible. They're understanding. Those types of things. Then everything starts to unravel. So the Honest Company, they are like $1 billion company. And, it comes down to just being a core. The person that's done the dance studio, multi-million-dollar business that went from nothing to multi-million, because when you know what your core is, you can then put it everywhere in your business. It's not about telling people, it's about setting it up that way and having that intention. So that's the game changer in personal branding that people don't realize. It's more than just a photo. It's more than you don't need a catchphrase. You don't need a slogan. You don't need that. That's generic marketing that could work if it's absolutely nailed, like McDonald's. I'm loving it. But at the end of the day, it's a cheesy thing. That's a tactic. When you have your word like calm, it's a different approach. It's authentic, and it attracts you to go to that flower shop, right? It attracts you to go there. You want to go back. So that's what branding really is.
Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
Lisa, do you have any questions, thoughts?
I don't think so. They've all kind of been, everything I jotted down's been answered along the way. So.
Yeah. And that's where support can be helpful as well for groups, is having that extra person to support and say, okay, I'll help moderate, right? And you can really systemize a lot of these things. All you need is a group cover photo for your free community. And then your paid one, you need a cover photo. And then it's just moderation. So that's where Lisa could be support and help with that on the back end, where it's just maybe a 10-minute routine where I'm going to check the posts, approve the ones that are great, and follow up with the ones that aren't so great, and kind of moderate and check the comments, and just kind of stay in tune with things. But other than that, everything's hands off. Like there's not much to do other than some simple moderation. The last kind of tip, just to make sure I want to reinforce, is spend as much possible time and energy into your groups as possible, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's facilitating this group, and you're going to be seen as the authority. So like the comments, reply to the comments. The more you engage, the more they engage. It's like leading a team. The more energy you put into it, your team is going to perform better. The more that you're available and adding value, the more they'll keep coming back. And ultimately, you can help them further down the road. So that's kind of the importance, is spend more time than anywhere on any social media in terms of like personal time to just be with your people. That's probably the most important part. Everywhere else on social media should be pretty systemized and done for you, where that is you and your expertise, and they're going to be answering technical questions, right? They'll be asking, how do we do this? How do we do that? And that allows you as an expert to be concentrated and not everywhere online. So,
and would I continue to maintain the same level of participation in my own Facebook page? It's not a company page. I would just do that at the same time, right?
Yeah. So what I would do is I would throttle down or maintain where you are, but I would throttle down and say, if you're loving this, I have a free community, and I go way more in depth, and I have people in there that talk about these things. So what I would do is take your efforts and inputs from your personal from 100% down to maybe like 30, 40%, where you're still getting in front of them consistently, and they're seeing you, and you're getting that attention online while plugging in the fact that, hey, I've got a community, and this is where I spend my time and answer questions, and it's way more in depth. Okay. Right? So yes, the answer is still do your Facebook, because it can generate traffic to what you're doing, plus your groups and everything like that, and authority. It's not necessary to have 100% of your efforts. You can throttle that down and then put more of the efforts in the group. Okay. So good. That's basically everything today on Facebook groups and creating a course and doing a quick launch and getting your first $1,000 without having to invest much of time and much of energy or anything. Like that's how you do it. Everything else is optional. It's optional to do Facebook ads. It's optional to do, the advertisement on the podcast to get some extra traffic. But at the end of the day, you can hustle and get 10 people in for $100. That's still $1,000 quick launch.
Yeah.
Right. So
no, it's brilliant. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, this has been very good as always. And cool. I don't have anything else right now.
Cool. So I guess the next steps would be if Tom and or Matt would decide that, there's a specific one-on-one call that you'd like done to, map any remainder out. We can do a 30-minute session to individually, whether it's this week or next week or whatever it is. Sure. What are your guys' thoughts?
I'd like to do another session because I want to talk to you about getting verified on Twitter. And I also will probably come back and have more questions about building the audience for the Facebook group.
Yep.
But probably next week if that would suit you. Because this week's.
And question I have, you mentioned the 4 calls per month. When is that, the group coaching starting?
Tomorrow. It's 7 p.m. CST once per week. And then I'm going to do, because I have clients and people that are investing into this all over the world. So I'm going to do probably a bonus one on a early morning so people can see me live at least, once a month minimum.
Okay.
So Central. So that's what, 5 p.m. Pacific?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So it is kind of my beta course, but it's a way for me to help my clients on a higher level so that they can see me consistently. They can ask me the questions. It's all it really is Q&A. So it's like, I'll answer your questions. Yeah. So it's my community that I share. This is what's working in my business. This is not market updates, all of those things. So like I said, that starts tomorrow, and it's kind of that beta where I'll be ramping it up and adding a ton of people. So I think there's like 8 or 9 people that are in there right now that are investing. And I've got a couple people that are high-end clients that I've brought in. And then people like yourselves that I'll bring in for the rest of the year as a bonus.
Okay. And to get access to that, is that something that?
I'll send the invite on Facebook.
And then you record the sessions too?
Yep. There'll be replays. Yep.
Cool. Excellent.
So yeah.
Very good.
I was looking forward to that.